Good morning, everyone. Salute. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, shout it. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their Sunday. For those of you that feel some type of way, the time went up. So some of you that was just lounging around, you know what I'm saying, like it was just an average freaking weekend, you lost the hour, shouty. You lost the hour. It's mental though. I'm just letting you know, you lost the hour. So make sure that you reset your clocks. If you haven't already did so, to an hour ahead so you won't be late to work. One of my duties is to make sure you're informed and so you won't get caught slipping. And you know, I'm all about just spreading the peace sometimes. Let's talk about the UFC yesterday, man. The card was pretty good. I'm sorry my boy Bobby Green was slept from a spinning heel kick, but man, that shit was so quick. Jesus Christ, it bounced off the top of his head. The heel is one of those underrated weapons, but in order to use the heel, you have to be in a position to do so. You know what I'm saying? You have to be in a position to use your heel. That takes stretching, remediation, especially if you're doing a spinning heel kick now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can, there's a possibility to do heel strikes while you're on your back and you know, someone's in your guard, you're on bottom position, something like that. I mean, there's plenty of ways you can use your heel standing, you know, up against the cage or whatever the case. But when you're talking about spinning heel kicks, it takes remediation like no other. You know what I'm saying? It takes flexibility, it takes timing, and everything else that goes along with it. And man, he ran that heel right off the top of Bobby Green's head, man. I like Bobby too. You know, he takes his losses, but he was never in the fight. Never. He was never in the fight, man. So, man, hopefully he's okay and everything. But the strike of that heel, man, is unlike anything. You're talking about the bone of the heel, striking the skull, messing up your equilibrium. It's crazy. Shout out to IOTBA Boxing Talk in the building. What's good? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It brought back old school Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? Shawn Michaels was a standing roundhouse kick. This one actually did a 180. This dude timing and the speed of his kick was just so crazy. You know what I'm saying? How he delivered it. I knew it was over for Bobby, man. He was never going to get his timing down when someone's that much. One of his strong points is kicking strikes. So when I saw the speed on this heel kick, it's over. You know, the only other person I've seen have more speed on the heel kick, I would say Vitor Belfort in a fight and landed. Vitor Belfort against Luke Rockhold. That spinning heel kick he did, I swear to God, you blink, Rockhold was on the canvas, man, getting counted out. That's just one of them that I can think, you know, old school back in the day. As far as the main event, Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev. Ankalaev, man, he came out there and fought his height, his strengths. He didn't do too much. He say, I'm just as tall as Alex, and I have just as much striking weapons as he do. I just have to stay safe, technically sound, disciplined, and you know, I'm the younger fighter, and that's exactly what he did. Unfortunately, it seems like Alex kind of, I don't know, he looked a little old in there. He looked a little slow, like he couldn't pull the trigger. Yeah, he was hitting him with inside, outside, low calf kicks. And But it wasn't enough, man. He was chopping up his leg, but Ankalaev was doing the same thing to Alex. You know, great takedown defense by Alex. But when it came down to, you know, Alex moving his head offline, using his lateral movement, that's not his game. So Ankalaev, man, was able to land some nice punches up top. You know, really keep Alex Pereira honest, bro. And I said, okay, this is the first round filling out. Second round, okay. Third round, and I said, man, this fight, it's not going to go in Alex's way if he can't turn it up a little bit. And he never was able to get active, y'all. I mean, he's not like what you call this lightning fighter. He's not a John Jones when he was at light heavyweight. If John Jones was in that position, it would have been a whole different story. You're talking about strikes coming from all angles, those teep kicks, those front thigh kicks, you know, that fighters have complained that you know, pretty much caused them to have knee surgery to John Jones. He would have had all that. But Pereira, it just wasn't there for him to mix it up. You know what I'm saying? He had his run, but I think his run is over. He really, I don't know, I can say he had an injury, but it seemed like his run is over for, you know, coming back in the defense, because the UFC will definitely give you an opportunity to come back and get your championship. That's what they will do, people. The UFC will give you an opportunity to come back and get your chip. But will that be the case? Do anybody want to see the rematch? I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pereira, he looked like they forgot, you know, some about 10 milliliters of his freaking Geritol before he went into the ring. He might have had a bad weight cut. You know? He looked weak in there, slow, like he wasn't on par, man, like he wasn't sharp. And the right man won. The right man won. Period. Shamo. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo in the building, man. Salute to you, man. The fragrance is absolutely beautiful, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you that. The world has changed, man. You know what I'm saying? The orchids have bloomed. Hey, Gumbo, I'm up there goddamn sparingly using that shit. Hey, I'm sparingly using that motherfucker. It smells so good, dog. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you, big dog. Much appreciated. Jessica the Queen in the building. What's good? What's good? OG Bruce Gas in the building. I just stopped in briefly. Well, I'm going on live when I get back. But I just want to briefly come over here and talk about a lot of people lost money. I didn't bet on Pereira. Something told me, man, Ankalaev, based off his previous fights, it was going to be a problem. You feel me? It was going to be an absolutely problem, and it was. It was. Whatever, you know, it's people, they have video going around, people breaking their TVs. Listen, what your television have to do with betting on the wrong fighter, dum-dum? What does your television have to do? Why take it out on the television you spent money for? Not only did you lose the bet, but now you got to go purchase another television. That makes no sense. Or go out to the shed and bring that bubble back TV back in the building and say, you know what? Until I get my funds back up, I'm gonna plug this bubble back in. Hey, get a coat hanger right quick. Grab that coat hanger. Yeah, grab that coat hanger. Yeah. Okay. See if this picture can come in. Now we're gonna have less channels than we did before until we get money to get that 80-inch we just broke. I mean, don't tear your screens up, bro. That makes no sense. Don't tear your screens up. Some offers on why big bro salute. I think Alex lost on purpose so that he can go to the heavyweight. Okay. Shout out to Rios in the building. He said he think Anthony lost on purpose to go to the heavyweight division. The only reason I'm thinking, okay, you're not too far off. I'm not going to just, slice and dice that up and say, no, that's bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about. Because when you win a championship fight, you kind of locked in for another fight. Of course, they're going to put you in with the top competition. But just look who you're talking about. Ankalaev was much bigger than Alex Pereira last night. So you want him to go to the heavyweight division and fuck with John Jones and Tom Aspinall? Have you seen them two behemoths lately? I mean, I wouldn't advise him to go to heavyweight and do that. First of all, Aspinall has fast hands and dude can wrestle. Even though Alex Pereira had great takedown defense against Ankalaev, who really didn't put much effort, but I can guarantee you Aspinall is going to put forth much effort, whether it's a single, double, crotch grab or whatever, up against, he's getting them on the ground. And once you get on the ground, Aspinall is very top heavy. Okay. John Jones, he's very good with grappling. He's older now, much bigger fighter. When he returned back to the ring, the fight didn't last as long as we thought. So the only thing I'm saying is, I have no idea how John Jones is going to fare against Tom Aspinall. The one thing I would say about Jones and his advantages is his striking. The man is one of the only fighters that implement spinning techniques and elbows into his striking game just as easy as boxers throw left and right punches. His cage IQ, I'm going to give him the advantage over Tom Aspinall. But to caveat what you said, Pereira would be crazy to go up there and try to fight a John Jones after that performance. Purpose? I don't know, man. He purposely? I don't know about that, shawty. That's a lot to ask for. We got to see if John Jones get past Tom Aspinall. Aspinall, man, he has all the mechanics, the right mechanics that's needed in heavyweight. He's fast. He can wrestle. Now, of course, I'm going to give a plus to John Jones' jiu-jitsu being better than Tom Aspinall. But if you can get a good wrestler with good takedown defense, the fight may never go to the canvas, right? But we're talking about John Jones. We're talking about John Jones now. His clinch game is no joke. His clinch game is no joke. Just ask Yoda Machida. Ask Rashad Evans. John Jones' clinch game is no freaking joke. I'm curious to know how Aspinall is going to handle that. If Aspinall is not able to get a takedown of John Jones, how is he going to handle the kicks? Because Aspinall is not really a kicker. He loves striking with his hands, throwing punches. I'm curious to know how he's going to handle those low calf kicks, thigh kicks, body kicks. You heard what Daniel Cormier said. John Jones is smart. He's a sly devil. John Jones kept on kicking him. Look, John Jones kept on kicking DC to the body. Boom, feint the punch, kick to the body, punch, kick to the body. He was going through the same routine. He got DC so complacent. Then he led up with that left high kick over the top of DC's right guard. Clipped DC in the head. Right now, DC is spinning like a top. No, John Jones didn't run over there and start throwing punches. While the man is spinning, Jones goes over there and kick him while he's spinning. Like a little kid. A kid, you spin them around in a circle, they dizzy. And then you let them go, put them down on the floor, and they all wobbly. Jones goddamn kicked the shit out of DC. He fell up against the motherfucking cage, then he went over there and hammer fist the shit out of him. I don't know, man. It's going to come down to how Tom Aspinall implements his fight strategy. Because Yoda Machida had faster hands than Aspinall. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, shout out to one of my favorite fighters though. Obviously, you know, Anthony seems like you're an MMA fan. Shout out to one of my favorite fighters, Justin Gaethje. Man, look, I tell people all the time, I was following Justin Gaethje when he was with the World Series of Fighting. Before, you know, when he had the baboon, when his rival was over there with I forgot his name. He had a run at the BKFC. I think he's still over there, if I'm not mistaken. But I was following Justin Gaethje when he was at the World Series of Fighting, yo. Before that shit dissolved. And then he finally made it over here to the UFC. And the reason why I respect Gaethje is when he came over here, he did not get any light touches. You're talking about him fighting Eddie Alvarez and freaking Dustin Poirier. Man, some incredible wars, Justin. That shit he did with Max Holloway. Hey, over there in the mixed martial arts, they love warrior spirit. But I wouldn't advise him to do it. But in that type of freaking pugilist dominion over there, the way they get down on the battlefield, when they enter the Coliseum and step in that cage, shit like that, meeting in the center, the fans love that shit. But Justin Gaethje last night, man, I'm glad his chin held up. Because Justin Gaethje has been in some motherfucking wars, just like Max Holloway. But he put on a show yesterday. He did. He put on a show, bro. And that was his rematch with that guy, too. But we'll talk a little bit later. I'm out. Peace.